If I was to ask you to pick out the state that has 48% more jobs this year than it did last year, which state would you choose? California, Texas, New York, Florida? Those are all incorrect. It is North Dakota, surprisingly. There is a massive oil boom going on in the state of North Dakota right now. There are so many people flocking to North Dakota that current residents are worried that the state is growing too fast, too soon. With the major oil boom, there are both positive and negative aspects. The state has had oil for a long time, but was unable to get to the oil until recently. There was a development called fracking that has helped oil companies get to the oil in North Dakota. With all this drilling going on, what are the disposal rules in North Dakota? How do they transport waste, and where does the waste go? Those are just a couple of topics that I will be touching on. There are more jobs in North Dakota than most places across the country in this current down economy. There are currently 16,435 job openings in Williston, North Dakota alone, and that's just one small city. Some say that there is too much prosperity and too much rapid growth, because with rapid growth can also come rapid decline. People who don't have a place to stay in man camps. These man camps are giant housing developments. One bedroom, one bathroom, and then they share a giant common area. This man camp here, Bear Paw, houses 1,000 people, and all the rooms were spoken for even before the man camp was finished construction. Now, the development of fracking, oil was originally discovered in North Dakota in 1951, but they couldn't get to it because the oil-bearing rock was too thin. Vertical wells didn't produce much oil. So what they had to do was they had to trap the oil and gas from thousands of feet below ground, and they were injecting a mixture of water, sand, chemicals under enough force to shatter the rock and allow the oil to flow. So as you can see here, this is just a little diagram, is what they do is they drill down vertically and then they drill over. And then at the bottom of the line, they blast the shale or the rock, breaks it up, and then they're able to pump the oil out of the ground. So advancement in technology has made this large, deeply buried natural gas deposits accessible. Now, disposal rules for the oil waste in North Dakota, they put the oil waste in reserve pits filled with diesel, saturated mud, rock, cuttings, and fluids left over from drilling the previous year. Pits are about 15 feet above shallow drinking water, which means that there is a possibility of contamination in the community's drinking water. Traffic from the removal of the oil waste is, they have semis that go back and forth, back and forth. So one of these semis alone, it's about 80,000 pounds. And it's a 5-axle truck, has the same impact as 9,600 cars going back and forth. And these are 2-lane highways that weren't built for this much traffic. So people can't walk their dogs or go for a run just because there's these semis going back and forth, back and forth. So as you can see, there are both positive and negative aspects of the oil boom. The economy will jump, there will be jobs galore, property and home values will jump, you could have a large budget surplus, because I know as of recently North Dakota had talked about getting rid of property taxes, and there's only I think 2 other states that currently do not have property taxes, and Texas and Alaska, and both are oil producing states. Now on the other hand, you could have reserve pits on beautiful land, large trucks going back and forth destroying roads, and the possibility of drinking water being so contaminated you could start the wire on fire. I think it's great to have the economy booming when the economy overall is not very strong. But what happens when the oil is gone? Do the people stay or do the people go? These are some of the topics that the state has to address in the future.